Ave! Imperator Rome players. Hello, this is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough, yes, of Imperator Egypt, as we're calling this series. I'm playing as Ptolemaic Egypt. Now, I want to start off with a couple of things to talk about before we get back to this battle down in Blemmia. I want to thank Steve for letting me know about, so I'm going to pass it on to you. Been talking about, hey, how I want to have more trade zones in each area, and there is a way to do that. Basically, to get one trade zone in each one, come over here to commerce and go to free trade. That every province gets a +1 trade zone. National tax income is down by 15% instead of being positive here. So, or up 15%. So we could lower that, and supposedly, and I would agree that probably, obviously the math and the numbers and everything, I'm not good at the math, guys. Could figure all that out. We have it on fairly heavy right now for both of these because cash to build up things. So that will, in every province, get at least one additional free trade zone. So, well, every province will get additional free trade zone. So they'll have at least one. This would go to 5. I've already tested it. Now, I'm not going to do this right now, even though I want to, because every trade costs a certain amount of civic power. So I'm going to let it build up to at least about 100 or so, because might as well change it and start a bunch of trading all at once, instead of piecemeal and do it. And so instead of using civic power, which we have been doing, to pushing the technology tree forward. A lot of good things here. That's one thing. The other thing I want to do is I want to expand into here, and quite honestly, I'm still not sure of the details because this looks like large enough population. But I noticed over here, this is 33% civilized. This is 25, 25, 25, and maximum civilization is 0% here, where we're getting some over here in our area. So what I wanted to try to do here is, you see, current governor's policy for this province is wealth acquisition, where over here he has governor's policy is civilization effort, which helps keep adjacent barbarians down. So we're going to come over here. This can't be that much money. I'm sure it's a little more, but it's just 2 cities and very poor cities. So I'm going to convert it over to civilization effort, and don't know that it's going to affect this over time or not, but we're going to try to do that to see if we can get more civilization there. I want to look down here. See, that's 18 civilization, and I'll come up to here, 13. So maybe that isn't the main factor of getting these people to where we can conquer them and bring them into our realm. Don't know. Wanted to try that out. Okay, back to battling here. Okay, they're raising more units. We're getting slowly more. Now we can't cross. Oh, well, maybe we could now. I don't know. I think we're going to be a little passive aggressive. Let's see how many. Okay, 3, 6, 7 cohorts wide. Oh, and we have a disloyal. Sister, or no, daughter, because we're still on Ptolemaic. We're going to bribe her. with oratory power to improve for loyalty. I want to get these provinces intact as much as possible. So we want elephants. I want to add a few elephants to my sort of major armies. Not trying to create an army of elephants, but have them. %, so that's going good. Up here. Okay, I want to do a granary. Help increase the population up here. See, this I think fell out because we have 0 pop. They're slowly getting more tribesmen growth. War is hard on the provinces, or on the cities. Okay, well, we got this. Now, Marchitine. Okay, he's got cancer. But he's now reached his historical death age, so we're not going to artificially try to save him. As Ptolemaic goes into decline. Okay, one of Egypt's renowned merchants, Elucid Alexandrid, has appealed before the court in tears. He tells of a huge shipment of exotic fruits that sank beneath the rolling waves. How awful, we should help. Gains loyalty. Okay, he's fairly loyal as it is. Lose loyalty. Loses a lot of money. Offer to buy his failing trade empire. Loses. Gains trade investment. Local import routes plus. Okay, we'll pay him off and see how that works. See, local import routes plus 1. Now, is that up here in the capital? No? Or is it down here, is it? Well, we can come here and... Okay, is that him? No, Alexandrid. Boy, I should keep these people straight and try to remember. Nope. Nope, okay, so he's not a provincial governor. Maybe that might be a way to find out which... If it is a particular province that we would get. Yeah, I know he wasn't governor out here, but I said local import routes. Well, hopefully this will help. These are the ones I know about. Okay, I hope that was useful. It looked it. Trade. Okay, province. Capital import routes. Like I said, I am not a supreme expert on this game, which of course is very apparent now. Okay, I say we go for this. Hopefully hit them with some coordination and defeat them. Okay, yes, we want the additional money, and the research points is nice as well. Are nice. Okay, we have these guys way outflanked. Our archers are firing first. We're moving our heavy infantry in. Looks like we're going to take them. Okay. Now these guys, we're going to pay them off right now. They can go away. We don't need them sacking this city here. We'll get it and take them out. They can go away. I don't think they're coming back to anything anytime soon. Don't know where they think they're going to go. Military tradition. They want more siege ability, so we're gonna do Tarantine Advance, which will give us light cavalry defense plus 15%. That's where we are heading. Okay, yeah. Okay, now open diplomacy, sue for peace. Basically, hey, peace. Okay. Let's pass judgment on important families. Okay, I want to look at these families. Hover over here, you'll get who the leader of the family is, 60 years old, find out, head of the family, okay, Tom, and here, see if there's anybody we really want to keep. Researcher. Okay, well, that could be useful, maybe. A lot of people. We'll lose 5 popularity. That'll be alright. We'll gain 23 members. But we will have the rest crucified, which will get us back 3 popularity. Balance out our loss of popularity for that. And now down here. Okay, we want somebody who will be reasonably good. Do we put, he's greedy. Yeah, we don't put him in charge down here. Yeah, we could put him back in charge down in there. He should know. He's loyal now, so he should know the people down there. So we will put him in charge. And no, we don't need the money. Not that we don't want the money. Let's let's do local autonomy. So this way it will keep the population relatively happy. Okay guys, you start marching back up to here. And you guys can come back up to the port. Let's speed this up now. Because this area has been very hard hit with warfare, I want to build its population back up. And we can look at here. Efficiency, okay. Yeah. Researcher. So we have a okay, we'll deal with that in a moment. New civics advances researcher. Ooh, he looks good. 13. Crafty, just. Yeah, we'll put him in charge there. That will get us, ooh, 150%. Yeah, that's a good one. Good option. The grass is greener. The city of Imperator have been engaging in war of words. Useful. Okay. They're preparing for war, and they're preparing for war. Hopefully nothing too bad will come of that. Preparation for war is a good thing. Going to war isn't necessarily. Okay. Let's start with a granary there. And okay, that has its one building possible. Yeah, we'll do another granary there. Those will help local population growth. Okay. Cleomines? Cleomines? Okay. Haha. Ruler of our subject, these people down here. Personal friendship. This could be useful. Sure, we'll take personal friendship from you. I think that fulfills all of his slots for personal friends currently. Oh, maybe he died. His Seleucid, open diplomacy. Yeah. Oh. You know, what we might want to do here is, let's come down to here. Oh, he has his 3 friends already. Okay. Okay, well, maybe he'll get more either when he dies. What's his current age? 68 or something. Try to get Seleucid. I want to keep until we've taken out Phrygia and whatnot. I want to keep the Seleucids as a friendly power. Yeah, these just aren't. Okay, I don't really know what to do about this. You can only transfer occupation cities you occupy. Okay, well, instead of going for an invention, I think now is the time to do this. Probably maybe wait even a little longer. Yeah, we'll wait a little longer. It's so tempting to do that. We'll get some more civic power built up when we change our tax base setup. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. Okay, how would I do? Sure. Okay, hopefully those granaries are still building that one. Will help expand the population. Because now we can come here, we can see civilization value, base, it's desert, yeah, the city pop is already low, grain rations help, which I think is not directly, okay, not directly tied to there. But we can come up to here where we have the granary and see base, we see tribal reserves. Granary, yeah, okay, plus 6%. Or 0.06%, yeah. Okay, I want to do another sort of series of I've already got 2. Okay. That will help our recruiting base. Okay. He, for the moment, is going to be our sort of army of the interior here. Yeah, I guess we'll try to keep the cash rolling in. Okay, the Council of... Oh, I'm not even going to bother. Have sent an envoy proclaiming that the harvest, trade, and taxation have all produced a huge surplus this year. In a splendid show of national spirit, they've decided to offer the additional income to the state per... Okay, we could get money. That's always nice. Or... let's see where it is. PSI here. Here. Right there. Okay. Yeah, we can do a marketplace. Hopefully that'll make the people happy. Increase our income over time. Hopefully more income. And a free building, basically. And they were definitely offering 80, and it would cost currently 90 because we have a reduction in cost. We'll send Mamercus Gerbus. I don't know which, if particular. Now, let's come over here, and we're going to do free trade. So, we're going to do free trade. Now, we're going to start with our capital. Got an extra capability here, and again, I wish I could look at all these all at once by moving them around. Okay. They're already getting cloth and papyrus, base metals. They have precious metals. They have iron. Base metals, surplus in the capital, light infantry offense plus 10%. That's really good. Don't know that that would equal a surplus, because this is a surplus. This is just there. So we already got plus 5%, so I don't know that that's good. Surplus, don't know, would equal, they already have fish and grain. Livestock would be nice. Well, this would allow us to build horse units here instead of way out over there. So we're going to go with that. And from Barca, our own. So we are both exporting it and importing it. So we get both bonuses. Now, over here, okay, trade route. What's the food like? We got grain, fish, livestock. Okay, we have plenty of the food for growth, strategic resources. You know, we're going to go with elephants. That way we can build elephant units up here. Instead of having to build them down there and march them up here, we're just going to allows war elephants there, and that's a good central place. Yes. We're now doing that. Okay. Eating through this fairly quickly. They already have one, but we'll get more soon. Okay, food reasonably good, no fish. I guess fish is a saltwater thing. Well, I guess you could have a fish province in there. Local tax, cloth would be up there. Papyrus research points for that. Oh no, they already have. Okay, they already have a surplus of that, so we don't need any more. Okay, good thing I spotted that. Not that we couldn't have more surplus. Earthenware. Do we have earthenware? No. So, earthenware, that would be more research points. Just basically not... Okay, yeah. And from, I guess, the Eastern Delta. Maybe they no longer have a surplus. I don't know. Okay. Well, we still have a little bit left. Let's see about down here, because we wanted to do some population growth. Okay, they don't have much in the way of food, so let's see if we can get grain. Oswan. Yeah, probably a good idea. We'll do that. We'll get them some more food, so greater population growth down there. That will be good. Now let's look over. I think we have enough for one more at the moment. What might... They could use grain, couldn't they? So, let's see. Okay, I wanna... Okay, they've got a +1, they've got a +5, so... the central delta. So that's where we want to get it from. They got more than enough pluses, so grain, central delta. Get some population growth. Okay. There we go. And hopefully all those trades, which will be earning us money, will help out. You actually hopefully get us more money, hopefully. But we'll also hopefully do other benefits like population growth. Sometimes I totally see the reasoning behind things, like, hey, more research because you have papyrus. You know, that makes sense because you're writing things down and that type of thing. And hey, more food, more population growth. That also makes sense. Some of the others doesn't quite. Okay, asking for military access from where? Sorry, okay, no, not them. Oh, over these guys? They're at war with... I'm going to decline. I don't see a positive out of that. Let's see, let me build, I think, another 3 of these guys down here. They're not that much to upkeep. They do cost a bit of money, but we have that. What I'm sort of thinking to do, and as has been pointed out, some of my most major losses have been marching across the deserts. Now, a short desert march like this I'm not that worried about, but down here, so if I have, say, 6 of these, and maybe I'm even thinking now 8. If we start getting barbarians or something down here, though there doesn't look to be that there. What about down here? No. Well, maybe I don't even have to worry about that. I don't know. I was thinking about the ability to have a small standing army down here, or hire out these mercenaries and take them via the sea. Oh, that will next time. Okay. I have had some of the people I've sent actually win the Olympics at times. I'm not sure why they won and these are losing, if there's a real good reason for that. Good, these are reducing down. How's Ptolemy doing? Declining. He has both cancer and health, or depression. So How's his loyalty doing? Oh, pretty good. Well, we have a few scorned families. We have pretender support for her, I guess. But that's not too much of a problem. So we're in pretty good state. Thinking for the changeover. Okay, let's come over here and yeah, we'll pay this, get our stability increased, which helps out obviously with all of that. Research points, national tax, ruler popularity, but we're going to lose one when Ptolemy dies anyways, so just have a bit better cushion. Now we're still trying to eke out. Okay. More training grounds. Wondered what would happen if. I've read that the Ptolemies really worked to try to expand down into here as well as what I'm doing here. I think it's frankincense comes from somewhere around here. Trade goods. Incense, yes, frankincense. Maybe myrrh as well, I'm not really sure. Comes from around here, and it's, yeah, they're a bit difficult to collect. And so this was a major trading route up into, well, Rome eventually. And so this is, and there was, you know, camel caravans coming up along here, as well as seaborne trading. And so this, and I know I've talked a little bit before about trade in peppers. They don't have peppers. Peppers come from, I believe, out over here. So there was, and the trade was coming into, I don't know if this port or somewhere, but moving or here, moving across Egypt. This was during Roman times, because they find Roman coins to date some of this stuff, and very well may have been going before. But, you know, camel caravans to the Nile, then just float up the Nile with, you know, float down the Nile, I should say, with your trade goods that were coming from the east. So there was a lot of money to be made, and we can look later on with Byzantium, and then the fall of Byzantium cutting off the trade routes that spurn on Columbus and other people looking for other ways to India, going the opposite direction around the earth. So they knew well the trade here. Down, I think it's around here or somewhere, there are a few million, I believe, Africans that are, yeah, by now are intermixed with Indians, but they came as, I don't know that slaves would be the right term. I think maybe to some degree as mercenaries from, you know, down here in Africa. So that tells me that there's, and they're sort of ethnically, they're not the sort of, I don't know if they're like a mix of various Arabs and black Africans or what. I don't know the genetics, but these fairly dark-skinned people are different than more traditional African American type Africans or whatever that are a bit further south. But so there was a lot of trade going on around here, and that was very lucrative. Is sort of where I'm trying to get to. And whether it's Rome or before that as Ptolemaic Egypt, I think it would have been, particularly Aden, we know there's a good port there, would be to conquer down here and maybe set up a, I don't know that there's a good port there, but set up some sort of port there, and maybe set up a port there to try to trade down in here, more so. And although this could be costly, I think the trade in the long run would probably pay for the cost. But it gives you strategic depths. Cleopatra. Obviously, Cleopatra's legend is, at least in the modern sense, intermixed with at least 2 movies and 1 TV series done well. And so Cleopatra, various things, but she latches on to 2 different men. First Caesar, and I think that was a very good move for her. I think she might have been able to keep Egypt as a friend of Rome had she not latched on to Mark Anthony, and he was a good subordinate, and a good, I believe, generally independent subordinate, meaning go off and give him a task, he can go do it, but he was not a good leader. So as one of Caesar's right-hand men, he does really well with that. When he's working in conjunction with Octavian in going after Caesar's murderers, he's to some degree working as, I'm overstating this, Octavian's right-hand man, but he's sort of the man of action, and he is sort of the man of action. Get out there, fight that battle, do the thing, do it well. And that where Octavian is the organizer, the planner, the not the person who's going to lead battles. He I think basically hides in his tent during some of the major battles that he's sort of generally there at. But while Agrippa, his sort of best buddy, is leading his troops, and Agrippa hates Mark Antony. They hate each other with a passion. Agrippa and Mark Antony are going after the slayers of Julius Caesar. We see that Rome has grown pretty big here. So he's doing okay with that, but he really falls apart once he gets his third half, because what was it? Lepidus was down, sort of a third member of the triumvirate, sort of as a buffer zone, with Octavian sort of getting, the western part of the empire. And they just, of course, for various reasons, didn't work well together. And I think Octavian always wants to be the leader and not have a triumvirate at all. But because of that, it puts Cleopatra into a really bad situation, so she loses. I don't think Cleopatra has any troop leading abilities. I think she's an alright political leader, but that's a different matter. And unfortunately, she's coming from not an Egyptian perspective, but a Ptolemaic, Alexandrian viewpoint, which is at odds with Rome's at least need of a veneer of a republic, where she wants a monarchy. So those are all the things that fall apart. But I have to wonder if she had been, and she was able to escape, excuse me, if she wanted to. She could have fled out if there was some place to go. And I've often wondered, had the Ptolemies have a somewhat long-standing colonies out here, if that would have been far enough away. Obviously, you could send assassins and whatnot, but I think, basic bodyguards and whatnot, she could probably do that. And with enough of the trading empire going on, keep her financed. We might have been able to see a Ptolemaic return, because she could have taken Caesarion out with her, and that would have been a claim to the Roman throne, if you will, of Caesar. Okay, we have a few more specific points. Let's see if we... Oh, well, now we get 3 trade routes here? Or I know before... this is probably local trade investments, free trade, and encourage trade. Okay. Because you remember we had that one, and I was looking where did the that local trade investment thing we get. So we get 3 trades here. Very, very good. Okay. That is nice. Okay, they have fish, but they don't have livestock or grain. Let's look down here. +3 grain, +1, +1. We sort of like a surplus a little bit. They got a +4 still. They got a +5, so we can take grain from either of these. Western or Central Delta. Probably will do a grain, and let's do a Western Delta. We'll still have a surplus in the capital area, which is nice. And, well, let's... what do we have down here? Well, we have this up here. So, what do we... Cloth, local tax. Well, let's see. Do we have... I'm just looking... do we have an excess surplus, meaning... +3. Okay. So down here we have a plus... Oh, that's papyrus. Sorry, not cloth. Okay. Yeah, it's that roll of stuff. Maybe we could import it from somewhere else. We can see about getting some cloth into here. Over here, cloth. From Petra. Where the city of Petra is, out over here. Yeah. So we'll have that. Okay, good. So I figured out where that is. Okay, raising a host. Okay. Lysandras Sislinid, in his capacity as general, has begun using his own personal funds to augment the size of his army. Okay. Nonsense, fine job. He is very loyal. He does support Ptolemy, it looks like, as his primary support. Friends of him. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a problem. I may be wrong, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, so we'll let him do that. Is he the one that's out here? Yes. Okay, so our desert dudes out here are a bit stronger. Cost us a little more, but our army maintenance isn't very bad. Cost-wise now, fort maintenance. Okay. Right now, just to explain, if things are to be the way they are, and I go to war with what is it? Antigonid here. If we were to go to war with the Antigonids here, this fortified city, if we want to call it a castle, will absorb naturally all provinces around it by one if these current conditions. So they would automatically, over a short period of time, take these two cities without a fight. And now this up here, this city will take these three from him without doing anything. This one will take, well, this is sort of already in between these two, would eventually take that city. So we'll grab those cities. So this would cut off our movement routes here without having to take this. But if we also have a city here, it will balance it out. So this is too far away. So this is probably your best choice here. Because if we have one here, and it'll keep this city from falling to that influence, but we'll start grabbing up those two cities of influence and should allow passage of our troops through here. It's sort of like contested two zones of control. That's my understanding. So we're going to build a fortress there. Now, if we come up in here, because this is impassable, so that's nice. That's a nice barrier. If we were to come to here and build another one, that will it just influences into one, but it makes it harder to move through there. Asking for military access. That's these guys. No, I don't think so. Sort of war by forts, as it were. I'm considering, I have these here. And I have played a bit forward a few times from here. Trying to learn and do this. The reason I didn't put one here initially is because of the zone of control. So it gave me zones of control here and here. So you can't march from here to here to here. You have to march from here to here to here to take this. So it sort of cuts off movement here, gives a zone of control, and all of that. And it has zone of control here. So they can march and take the city, besiege it and take the city. But unless they're also going to march and take here, as soon as they leave, we'll eventually reabsorb our city. So I don't know that we need another castle there, for lack of a better term, a fortified city or more fortified city or whatever. But that gives us that. I am considering, and I've sort of kept the slot somewhat open here, for Salimus, because this one I wanted to get very much to secure the wood supply. So I can always build, in the port, and always build triremes here. Because you need a port, you need wood, triremes, boom. So we can always get triremes built, so long as we control that. And it has zone of control here. If we get here, it gives us zone of control of all of the rest of the provinces here. So probably we should do this one. to. Just if they ever decide of landing troops. We will have Cyprus secure. Shoring up defenses, feuding with its neighbors. Let's find the city. Looks like there's two of them. What? I don't think I'm misreading it. There's two of them. Okay. Where's his neighbor? Okay, and Leopontis. That I think is up here. No. Oh yeah, here it is. Well, not at this time. This option will have no effect. Oh, okay, I guess it. I don't know that I want to do this because I don't want to pay for the maintenance of. Because we have a city there that you must go around, and it's holding. I don't think you can come from here to here. Don't think. So it would have a little line thingy like here, if you could. I think, but I'm not sure. I'm not absolutely sure on that. But so this is holding progress, stopping progress, pushing deeper in there, and of course this one up here is already holding there. So we've got double forts from there. We got the capital fort from there, though I could be, because it is the capital, I could be motivated to put in there. We got Zeos there is sort of holding if they're landing and moving somewhere else. No, I think we're going to do nothing at this time with this. So I don't need the extra cost, even though it's free to build. I'd be more likely to put in a castle out here or something. That way if we ever go to war with these guys, we would absorb the city and keep them from marching up here without them taking the castle. The fort, maybe I should say. Okay, well at least we're starting to rebuild our manpower reserve. And we're also building up more civic power. Okay, trade routes. What might they want? Good, okay. Glass. Commerce is increased. Or income from commerce. Religious tech, that one is in the capital. When exporting, we already have it, plus 5 research points. Earthenware, they don't have earthenware. Research points. They've got some cloth, food. How is something like wine doing? Oh, pause. Okay, Freeman happiness, army maintenance cost within capital. Olives. I'm just looking at their freeman levels. Ooh, we can get steppe horses. I hear they're rather powerful. Horse archers. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do steppe horses. Okay, we'll get steppe horses coming in. And request trade route import from Memphis. We get a bonus. Okay, sounds good. Now let's okay, they could use food. Just basic. Okay, okay, they have, we'll do it from we'll go with the Central Delta. Trade route, grain. We'll do Central Delta. There we go, that'll help the population grow. And trade route request. Starting experience, power of Lily. Okay, I guess that will be alright. Okay, well they could use another trade route. What would they like? And since we can't import, no trade possible. Local fort defense, well they have one fort, but that isn't probably. Yes, I'm just making mouth noises to let you know that I'm alive and thinking. Okay, they have wine. I thought maybe got dates. They've got lots and lots of food, base metals. Cloth is what they don't have. Now, do we have somewhere that with an excess of cloth that we want to trade particularly in? They've got dates out here, that's for sure. Leather. We can pull it in from a outside source. Trade route. Well, okay, no, Memphis and... Okay, we'll do that. Hopefully that'll be a good trade option. Now, is there, a way to... No, I guess not. To increase production of these things. That would be a good additive to the game. Well, let's see if we can do some of our civilization developments. They've got their granary, they've got their training ground, which already existed. Is that still? That's still a gap. They've got one tradesman population back. I still don't know how to gain more firm control over that. There's probably an organized method, but I don't know right offhand. Well, I want to increase the civilization levels that this does, as well as the tax income. Put more civilization levels out here. Yeah, let's destroy training camp, and we're going to do a build marketplace. And Ptolemaic is still hanging on, just barely. He's not doing so well health-wise. Okay, well, another thing we should maybe do is build up our navy some more. Here in the Mediterranean. And as we talked about, looking here, okay, we have plus 31, so let's build, that's going to be, they're going to take a lot of maintenance cost, but I think it would be worthwhile, so we're going to build a couple of war elephants there. And up here, horse archers, okay, a bit costly, but you know, same cost as a full sort of legion type. So we'll get that. We're not going to overrush some of these, but we're going to get some of that. The grass is greener, okay. Engage wars and words, okay. Local freeman output, nice. Yeah, let's also spend some more on markets. They've already got 4. Alexandria, We got one there, so let's increase that by one. By one. And yes, by one. We need to do all of that to help pay for expanding the army that we're going to be doing. Now that we have some manpower, we're still going to let the manpower build up, but we're going to move him out soon. These guys, well, don't know if we quite need all of that for our army of the interior. We may, well, I don't know. Well, I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank everyone for watching if you made it this far. I want to thank you for liking the videos if you would. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I also really love hearing from you. Please post questions, comments, suggestions. See you next time for more historical gaming.